And this is called the Bishop. What are you doing?
You smell good.
Chicks your chest full.
Your breath is so fresh.
That's close-up.
Close-up toothpaste?
Why do you think they call it close-up? It's the toothpaste with real mouthwash to freshen your breath. And it gets your teeth as white as they can be. Now, this is a night.
It certainly is.
Whiter teeth, fresh breath. Why do you think they call it close-up?
Who said it in People this week?
I want the CAB to be the first government agency to commit harakiri.
Life is so fickle, you never know when a truck is going to knock you over.
Do you think they'll name a candy bar after me?
The moment I was born, I was news.
Who said it?
Give me a hint.
Pick up a People and find out if it was Geraldine Chaplin, Alfred Kahn, Bob Lemon, Bette Midler, Lorne Greene, Zbigniew Brzezinski. Get to know everything about everybody who's anybody. Who said it?
I know. People said it.
People who know people.
Next on Vegas.
Danny, I appreciate what you tried to do for me, and I love you for it, but I can't take any more.
You know the penalty for attempted murder?
I don't know nothing about no murder.
Right? Why am I always saying okay to you?
Because you love me.
Yeah, I probably do. Who hired you to panic Mother Michigan?
I'm a great respecter of gunpowder. I only use it for the good of mankind.
How come you sent me champagne?
I didn't send the champagne!
ABC will cover President Carter's news conference live tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night at 9, Barney's wife has him in the doghouse on Barney Miller. Then find out who's been hiding in Jessica's basement on Soap. And on Family, will Buddy become a woman at 16? Late night tonight on Policewoman, a good deed traps Pepper in a deadly shootout. Then watch SWAT flush out illegal gun merchants. Watch Late Night tonight.
John Wayne hosts the biggest special of the year.
Boy, oh boy.
With Suzanne Summers, Bob Hope, Cindy Williams and Penny Marshall, Michael Landon, James Stewart, Cheryl Ladd, Elizabeth Taylor, Jimmy Walker, Henry Winkler, Lucille Ball, and John Ritter. GE's All-Star Anniversary.
Friday night on ABC.
Federal officials have now interviewed more than 200 witnesses to Monday's air tragedy in San Diego. The Israeli parliament okays the Camp David peace agreement, and anti-busing forces say their boycott is working.
Another day of smog alerts expected in the LA basin, and Long Beach residents fight colored streetlights.
And Los Angeles is hit by a number of large fires. Ben Vereen in concert at the Greek. Fast Eddie has the latest sports, and Dr. George has Southland weather next on Eyewitness News.
When I saw Max Factor's Maxi Lash, I said a mascara that lasts for 24 hours. They've got to be kidding. So yesterday I put it on. I drove to work with the top down, played tennis, went for a swim, went out, and then I slept in it. And you know what? They weren't kidding.
Smudge-proof, waterproof. Maxi Lash, the 24-hour mascara. Only by Max Factor.
Hi, you take the high road and I'll take the flat, and I'll be saving with Safeway Scotch Buy. Tain't fancy, but it sure is good.
Introducing Scotch Buy, Safeway's new brand of thrifty products. And like it says on the label, Safeway is proud to back its quality.
So come in today to save on everything from mayonnaise to paper products, canned goods to cleaning items. Hi, Scotch Buy is thrifty and Safeway makes it good. Scotch Buy, it ain't fancy, but it sure is good.
Tomorrow on the 3:30 movie, Jerry Lewis is the perfect stooge.
Don't be shy. Come on.
I hope you're satisfied with the way you embarrassed me. Look at the whole audience is staring at me.
Stare back at him. Now, better they stare at you. Here, get off the stage and take this with you.
He's nothing but a third-rate broken-down ham.
Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin star in The Stooge. Tomorrow at 3:30 on Channel 7.
Eyewitness News, the latest update from the Southland's #1 news team. This is Channel 7, the #1 station for news and information in Southern California. And now, the latest breaking Eyewitness News with Christine Lund, Harold Green, Eddie, Dr. George, and the Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. Here's what's happening at 11 o'clock tonight. New development in that air tragedy in San Diego. Federal investigators tonight held another news briefing on the investigation into that air crash. And tonight, Philip Hogue of the National Transportation Safety Board said they are looking into the possibility that several other small planes might have been in the area when that collision occurred and might be able to shed some kind of light on that tragedy.
Have indications that besides the twin-engine Cessna that was in the area, that there was possibly a Beech Baron and maybe a Grumman, and we're checking on any information that we will be able to extract from those aircraft which were in the air at the same time, but not necessarily in the immediate vicinity. And if we get the radar plot that we want, we'll know what the relative positions were of all of these aircraft.
Hogue also said a new computer collision alert system was in operation at the Navy's Miramar Naval Air Station, and the alarm actually went off about 40 seconds before the collision occurred. But the warning never reached the tower at Lindbergh Field, and of course it never reached the pilots.
To the time of impact, it appears that there was a very short space of time for the controllers to have used that information to have been able to warn either aircraft.
Again, the planes had already collided by the time that collision alert could have been relayed to the control tower at Lindbergh, and in any case, Hogue said the conventional warnings by radio should have prevented the collision. Of course, the history is written out, tragic history. It did not prevent it. Harold.
Last night they talked about a possible third plane. They had some identification numbers. The pilot of that airplane came forward today, even though the federal investigators reiterated that they don't think that a third plane had anything to do with that fatal crash in San Diego Monday. Our reporter Jim Ryerson was in San Diego today. He met the pilot of that suspected third plane. He took Ryerson for a ride along the identical flight path he had followed last Monday. Now, he was taking a proficiency test at the time, and he says that he was so far away from the path of the PSA jet that there's no way he could have been mistaken for the Cessna involved in that collision. A fire at the 20th Century Fox Studios has knocked out the filming of the MASH television show until at least next Monday. A scene from MASH was being filmed late this afternoon when an electrical short triggered the small blaze. The stars of the show, crew and extras, all ran to safety, but 2 crewmen were overcome with smoke inhalation. They're okay now. Only minor damage was done to the show's permanent set, which had been used for years, or I should say for about 7 years now. Flames were put out in about 45 minutes' time. A natural gas explosion is now believed responsible for an apartment building fire in the Silverlake district of Los Angeles. 2 men are hospitalized tonight in serious condition, one with first, second, and third degree burns over 40% of his body, the other with the same kind of burns over 20% of his body. And firemen fought a tricky sodium fire for 3 hours today inside a metal plating company. When they used water, the sodium exploded, throwing 2 firemen out into the street. They suffered only minor injuries. After that, soda ash was thrown on the blaze, and that did the trick for the fellas on the line there. Chris.
Harold, the Los Angeles County Fire Department believes tonight an arsonist may have been at work in the Newhall-Castaic area today. And the reason for that, there were several small brush fires that broke out. All of them were put out quickly, except for one of them that reached 50 acres, burned them up, and it took an hour to subdue. And in Orange County, 150 men fought a brush fire near Brea for 2 hours this afternoon. That one burned up 30 acres, but there were no injuries to report, no property damage. It was apparently started by a truck that skidded off the road. It overheated, and it was the exhaust pipe that picked up all that heat, generated all that heat, that ignited the fire. That's what happened to that one. Smog rolled back in today. We all saw it. Most of us probably felt it. I know I did. Stinging eyes and all that caused the Air Quality Management District to issue several first-stage health alerts all over the Los Angeles area. Visibility was greatly reduced both downtown and in the inland valleys. And when we say the smog rolled in, we choose our words very carefully. It really happened. A lot of it had been blown out to sea by the Santa Ana